Hi, I'm Captain Stanford with Texas Fish Tips this week, the fishing report. All right, we've had a little rain lately. Real nice weekend coming up. There's some good fish right here at the end of the Fina docks. Right down through these rocks right here at Martin Midstream, we can catch some nice redfish, a few nice trout, occasional flounder mixed in there. All of them on live finger mullets. You can use shrimp, but you're going to get eat up. You get a lot of perch, a lot of hardheads. There'll be a lot of mangrove snapper, but mullet seems to work in the best. You don't get as many bites, but you get a lot better fish. Same way back on these rocks right down through here. Shrimp is the way to go. You can catch everything in the world. There's bull reds on shrimp. There's slot reds and all kinds of other fish mixed in there, trout. But you can catch a lot of hardheads, a lot of perch in there. You catch a perch, cut him up, chunk him back in there. Them redfish like that. Now, get out on into these jetties. If it's not too windy this weekend, get out on into these jetties. And they're catching pompano. They're catching mangrove. They're catching redfish, trout, everything on shrimp. Have a small cast net with you if you're fishing off these rocks. And those mullet will come in little schools right down these rocks. And just reach out and throw out there and get you some. It's a good way to get you some bait. Same way this north jetty, we're catching fish off it all down through here. If it's too rough from the wind from the south, you can get over on the backside and hide out. And there's some really good fish in there as well. Sometimes there's tarpon rolling. There's just about everything else. You just have to be out there when the fish are there. Now, if you get over in the Liddy End channel, inside the Lighthouse Lakes, there's a cut here, there's a cut here, and there's a big cut right here. Any of these are holding redfish. This water level is way up right now. If you don't have to have a really super skinny water boat, you can get back in here. And those fish will be hiding up in the mangroves in here. And popping cork or shrimp is the best way to catch them. Anywhere's down through, there's several nice holes through here that works out pretty good. I'll cut back in some of these back here, these holes right here along the outside edges, usually where I'm fishing to catch those redfish. But there'll be a few mixed trout in there, maybe a flounder, even some drum. But shrimp is the way to go on those. Okay, you go in Piper Channel, anywhere down through this high water, you can fish these channel edges. And there's some good fish alongside. Popping cork and shrimp is working pretty good. You can use free line shrimp. There's trout, there's drum. There's a few redfish mixed in there, just a good mixed bag all the way down through here. Now, if you get out here and get on backside of Mustang Island, we call it East Flats right out here, there's been some redfish all up and down through here, and you got a north wind blowing, it's a good place to hide out. There's a little island right here that's been holding some nice redfish. Anywhere's down through this, water's up high, so you can get your trolling motor. You don't have to use your big motor and just tool around down through here. You'll find those holes. There's lots of good fish. Anywhere's down through this cut's usually been holding some black drum here as well. Another good spot is this whole bank right down through here, going into East or Flato Cut right in here. It's been working real well. Fish those channel edges. That water's high. You can get your little boat in here. You can get your trolling motor and go all the way back up in here. Same with this cut right here on this side. And it's holding some really nice redfish. Cut menhaden is good. Cut mullet works good if you got them, or finger mullet. But good old popping cork and shrimp right now will work pretty good too. There's also black drum all the way up down through these edges, right down through here. All right, right behind these mangroves, right down through here on this high water, incoming tide is working pretty good. Some of that water filters through these mangroves, but even that north wind blowing through here to hold these fish right here, that bait, fish right up next to those mangroves, that brush. There's all kinds of good fish up in here. Same way in this area right here, from Redfish Bay all down through here has been holding some nice redfish. Cut mullet is a good way to throw. Those potholes, you may not be able to see them. You're just going to have to blind cast them, but there is some good fish in there. Finger mullet works pretty good. Popping cork or shrimp, if you just want to get out here and just drift through here, it works pretty good. You can use your artificial, like a Berkeley gilpin or a popping cork will work, or just throw your plastics, whichever you like. Any of that will work for redfish and your trout. All right, good old Klondikes and the old terminal Causeway. Anywhere these little islands, you can just get your trolling motor and just go down through it, pop cork and shrimp, search. You'll find all kinds of fish. There's redfish. There'll be some good ones, some slots. There'll be some overs in there. You may even pick up a few drum in that area. If you happen to catch one drum, keep choking that same area, you'll find more. They like hiding in that grass. But there's been some good fish down through here. Cut mullet, if you can see a good pothole right here, that's a good place to throw some cut mullet. Or cut menhaden if you got it, especially this little hump right here, but all you're going to see is a bunch of weeds sticking out. That water's up high. But any of that top terminal down through here, old Causeway, it's going to work pretty good for you. All right, this high water, this little Cook's Island right here, right out in front, it's been holding some nice redfish this whole area, even some of these pilings down through here. Cut mullets, good way to go. Croaker's been working pretty good too. But popping corker shrimp, you just get out here and go drifting, or you can use your trolling motor and just ease down through here. You'll find those fish. There's some really good reds and trout mixed in. Now, if you get over here in this little flat right here, it's got all these old PVC pipes in here. They're holding some trout. Like I say, popping corker and shrimp get most of those. You can use your artificials, go right through it. That's right by the, we call it demag or demagnetizer. Degauser is another name, but it's a big old cage looking thing, didn't like a barn without a skin. But anywhere down through this whole bank, it's been holding some nice redfish. Now, if you get on down through here, some of these potholes along here, there's a lot of dredge equipment here, but if you can get behind here, along this edge, that water's up high, those fish have nowhere else to go, and they'll be right on that edge, and it's real easy to find them right on that cut. Right down through this whole edge, and you'll find some redfish with cut mullet or finger mullet.
Thanks for watching. I'm Capt. Stanford.